moderation. This is a big one for those of you that are accepting what we would call user-generated content, ultimately content that is from the outside. You do not see it, you do not know what it is before it makes its way into your digital asset management system. And as we know, there's lots of possible things that could get into your digital asset management system from others that you may not want there. Maybe it's nudity, maybe it's pictures of graphic violence, maybe it's just pictures that are just too big. Whatever it happens to be, you can absolutely moderate those before they become deliverable and publishable assets. And that's what the moderation waiting room is supposed to do. There's been an update to this where there were situations where when people would have things coming into a pending queue saying that it hasn't been approved or denied, it still could be technically publishable through certain workarounds that they found in the system. Now, all of those workarounds have been shored up. So this ensures that when something is in a pending state of moderation, meaning your team needs to approve it or deny it before it becomes deliverable or not deliverable, it will ensure that there's no possible loophole or workaround that can get out into the wild until that choice has been made. So this is a very helpful feature of those users are dealing with UGC, dealing with user-generated content, dealing essentially with content that you are receiving from others that needs to have some form of checks and balances before it gets its way out into the world through the internet, through mobile apps, or just through delivery and other mechanisms. So what we're going to do is we're going to explain how moderation works and how you can use this with your digital asset management system and then demonstrate new functionality. So what we're first going to go do is we're going to go and end up using what we call upload presets. And I'm going to be using the upload preset functionality that is in our advanced feature right here. So you'll see that in my advanced dropdown of the upload widget, this is where I can specify a specific public ID, add manual tags, but I can also choose upload presets that I've gone and created, which think of these almost as recipes to say, when I upload something, make sure certain steps are taken. So that way I get a fully developed or fully baked, if you want to follow my recipe analogy the whole way through, upload. So you will be doing this in settings. Again, just as I demonstrated before, getting to structured metadata, you'll be doing this through the settings system of your DAM. And you're going to be going to the upload section. Now, what you'll see here is that I'm a power user of upload presets. I have way too many of these. I kind of love them. And there's tons of them. But if you scroll down, you'll find your section of upload presets. And hopefully you don't have as many as I do. But at the very bottom, you should see an option that says add upload preset. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and hit add upload preset, and we're going to build a brand new one. We're going to end up calling this something that's tied to what we want it to be. So I'm going to give it a preset name that I understand what's going to be happening. So I'm going to go and say moderate, manual, and then we're going to give it the date of where we happen to be. So we'll say July 2022. So notice there's lots of things that you can do with this. I can specify certain folders this is going to, the way that my file names will be structured once they come into the system, tags that I can apply, all sorts of stuff. But what we're ultimately going to be focusing on for moderation is tied to the upload control tab. And you're going to notice here that there's a option, it's the third one down, called auto moderation. And I'm going to choose this one to say manual. So that's saying before something becomes deliverable, I want my team to approve it or deny it. And I'm doing the thumbs up very intentionally because that's going to be the icons you'll use. So at this point, we'll hit save. And then I'm going to make sure that this is applied. So we can go ahead and take a look at all this detail. You'll see that I'm saying it should have a unique file name and moderate it. Okay. So now that I've done this, we're going to go through and make sure I don't have anything that's going to conflict with it. All of the details are the way that I want them to be. And we'll hit save. So once we get confirmation that our settings have updated successfully, we're going to go back to my media library, just as we did. So let's pop on over there. And I'm going to try to take a picture of something that we'll also use for our auto recognition options. But first, I want to apply my upload preset, moderate manual July 2022, hit browse. And then from there, I'm going to go try to find a picture that some people may not like. This is a picture from the Baywatch movie that came out. Regardless if you thought it was a good movie or a bad movie, it's a movie. And as you can see, everybody here is wearing a swimsuit. Well, some people don't like swimsuits and some people don't like that level of comfortability at the beach. So we're going to go ahead and apply it here. Now, remember, I'm only moderating this myself. So I'm going to go ahead and say, go ahead, drop this into the system. Now, what I can see right away is that this is an asset that needs to be moderated. So what I'm going to then go do is you can see it's in the manual section, it's pending. And I can say, oh, this isn't good. Nobody wants pictures of these people in our digital asset management system. I'm going to deny it. So then what should end up happening in this case is I should see it in the rejected section with all of these other pictures that I've rejected, probably all pictures from the Baywatch movie, frankly. And if we go over to my media library, I can ensure, nope, it's not in there in any way. Because remember, it would just landed in my home or root folder. But if I go back to this and to my rejected section, I'm saying, actually, approve that. They made a mistake there. What I should now see is that in my media library, The Rock, Zac Efron, and his friends are all there. So it worked. It worked exactly the way that it should. This also will work, as we pointed out through the slide, through any add-on that has auto moderation to it. So what this means is that I can provide AI to help me with the moderation aspects. So if I were to go back into my settings here, I'm going to use a upload preset I've already created, since you've seen the path that it takes to create one. And I'm going to go and pull one here. Let's see, where are we at? There's so many. This one called swimsuits. No, very explicit on the mark. And you'll notice that when I've gone and done this, I'm going to go to upload control, and I'm using one of our automations for what we call Amazon recognition. And notice there's all of these sliders here to say what I want and don't want in the system. So I'm going to say, I don't want nudity, graphic male nudity, things that you obviously may not want. But then also here, suggestive. Is it female swimwear? Is it male swimwear? Revealing clothes? And you can always set these confidence levels to say, if it thinks it finds it, flag it and don't allow it to get through the system. And of course, you can make these around. I'm doing this only for swimsuits, but notice here, there's many different fields you can bring through to make sure that doesn't make its way to be able to be delivered through your DAM and through your organization. So in this case, I'm going to say save. And the upload preset is updated properly. So now let's go do a test. I'm going to go over and I'm going to simply delete the old one, just so that way it doesn't give any false positives or negatives. And I'm going to try to upload the same picture. So we're going to use upload preset, but the one that I had named swimsuits, no. And let's go find that picture of our friends on the beach. Will the system reject it or keep it? Let's find out. Excellent. I'm not seeing it in the library. That's a great sign. Let's go over to moderation. Now, here's something to remember. I've seen many users make this mistake. You'll notice that it defaults to manual first, then our add-ons. So always know that each add-on has its own moderation formulas, algorithms. So because of that, I have to choose the one that I used, which was Amazon recognition. Once I do that, let's take a look. And I'm not seeing anything to moderate here because it already should have rejected it. Yes, it does not like the fact that The Rock and Zac Efron and his friends are wearing bathing suits because I told it not to. So it worked exactly the way that I wanted. But back to my original point, if I said, you know what, I'm okay with swimsuits today, I can easily approve it, bring it in. Notice if I bring this through, there it is. It's a deliverable asset now. But the nice thing, because I used moderation to it, notice I can always reject it at any given time. Whereas any of these images that never had moderation to it, the accept reject doesn't appear as values when we are working with the asset. So it makes it something where I can easily bring it in, bring it off without having to delete it. I can always keep a record of it. So I could say, oh, where did I allow that swimsuit to come through? Hit reject. And sure enough, if I go back to my moderation section, go to rejected, there's the rock. Oh, actually, nope. Actually, yes, because I manually said no to it. So that makes perfect sense. So to reiterate, this waiting room is now fully set up to hide all pending moderation assets until a moderator has explicitly approved them. And we've demonstrated this manually and through auto. As we can see here, the manual one, make sure everything in those pending states works, as well as the auto ones until they've been reviewed.